There's something uniquely heartbreaking about watching a game full of promise fall apart in real time. Splitgate 2 wasn't supposed to be just another shooter. It was supposed to be the rebirth of a cult classic, the return of a game that dared to be different in a world obsessed with sameness, a second chance, a bold reimagining, a moment where everything clicked. Instead, what we got was one of the most chaotic, tone-deaf and mishandled launches in recent memory. From overpriced cosmetics that insulted the fanbase, to a CEO wearing a political parody hat on stage, to this weekend's breaking news of staff layoffs inside the studio, only 2 weeks after launch. Splitgate 2 has gone from hopeful revival to perhaps cautionary tale. This isn't just a story about a game, it's about ambition, missteps, and the brutal reality of trying to stand out in an industry that will crush you if you stumble. This is the rise and perhaps rapid fall of Splitgate 2. To really analyse Splitgate 2, I think we have to go back in time slightly. Arguably, the trouble with Splitgate 2 started in around May of this year. 1047 opened Splitgate 2 to a limited beta. This was meant to show off the studio's progress, a flex of technical might. Instead, it became perhaps the flashing of the first red warning light. Players in the beta were hit with endless server queues, match crashes, downtime stretching into days. CEO Ian Prue issued an apology and took the beta offline within 48 hours. That's not early access bugs, that's we're not ready yet. The writing was already on the wall. This wasn't going to be the smooth Unreal Engine upgrade fans were promised. It was a soft relaunch that landed hard, flat on its face. Then came Summer Game Fest, June 6, 2025, a chance for 1047 to reclaim the narrative. But instead of reassurance, the studio delivered a stunt. Ian Prue took to the stage wearing a cap, styled similarly to a MAGA hat but with the phrase "Make FPS Great Again." Some fans chuckled, most winced. It felt like marketing masquerading as edgy counterculture. But the message was clear. Splitgate 2 saw itself as the anti-Call of Duty, the savior of stale shooters. Problem is, that level of arrogance only works if you actually deliver. And Splitgate 2, it didn't. Instead, the hat became a symbol of tone-deaf posturing, a studio more interested in punching down at the industry than lifting its own product up. Also, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you can't wear a hat saying "Make FPS Great Again" and then charge $80 for a cosmetic. You can't say that you're bored of the cycle of Call of Duty every single year and then charge more than they do for their cosmetics. And I granted Splitgate 2 was free, so you could argue, well, the game is free, they can kind of do what they want with the cosmetics. But I'm sorry, I don't care if you've paid me to have the game. To try and charge $80 for a cosmetic is crazy. And this is where Splitgate 2 truly lit the match that would begin to burn its own goodwill. At launch, players discovered that the Nano Swarm skin bundle pricing at a baffling $80, and that was after a launch discount from the original $145. $145 for cosmetics. Just let that sink in. $145 for cosmetics. Other bundles weren't far behind. $34 for Portal skins, season passes stacked on top of premium passes, a storefront that made even Diablo Immortal look restrained. The backlash was swift. Reddit exploded, Steam reviews tanked, YouTubers and streamers dragged the game through the mud. One player called it, and I quote, "the most brazenly anti-consumer pricing I've ever seen in a shooter." Again, this game is meant to be the anti-Call of Duty. I'm going to keep reminding everyone of that. The response, to their credit, 1047 apologized, issued partial refunds, slashed the price by 50%, called the pricing an oversight. I don't know how you could oversight pricing of that magnitude, but there we are. But the damage was already done. When your relaunch burns bridges with the community before it even builds them, don't be surprised when players don't stick around. And they didn't. At launch, Splitgate 2 had decent interest, hitting about 11,000, 12,000 concurrent players on Steam. There was still curiosity, still nostalgia for what made the first game great. But that interest evaporated fast. Steam charts show player count dropping week on week, hitting a peak of 25,000 at its absolute most, and as of this week, hitting a concurrent of 8,000. And while the studio hasn't released full numbers, you can still find them if you look hard enough. And actually, you haven't looked that hard at all. It's there. Steam charts are there for anyone to find. The ultimate problem with this is that the game's identity felt muddled. Was it an arena shooter? Was it a battle royale? Was it trying to be a Halo throwback? Was it a live service skin shop? It was definitely a live service skin shop. It tried to be everything and ended up being a little bit of everything. No clear hook, no reason to stay, just portals slapped onto outdated models, wrapped in expensive cosmetics with a community that felt increasingly ignored. Even die-hard fans admitted they didn't know what the game was. And now we come to this weekend's news. June 22nd, 1047 Games confirmed layoffs. A small group of staff, currently estimated to be between 10 to 15% of the company, were let go. The founders, Prue and Bagamian, I definitely said that surname wrong, I'm sorry, announced they've suspended their own salaries, which on paper is great. I mean, I don't think there's many game studios that have had layoffs where the higher-ups or founders have gone, you know what, we've got layoffs, we're also going to sacrifice our own salary. However, on paper, that sounds noble, and arguably it is noble, but behind the scenes, what that does is it screams financial pressure. Layoffs are not course corrections, they're symptoms, and in this case, they're the latest signal that Splitgate 2 is in serious trouble, creatively, commercially, and internally. So what exactly went wrong? Let's break it down. Splitgate 2 isn't struggling because it was a bad idea. It's struggling because the execution betrayed the idea. The launch tone and marketing was out of touch. The microtransaction pricing was outrageous. The vision was kind of unclear. The community lost trust, and now the team that worked on it is shrinking. This wasn't death by one bad decision. It was a cascade of missteps, each one compounding the last. The real question, I guess, is can Splitgate 2 recover? Maybe. There's still a solid game buried beneath the mess. The portal mechanics are as fun as ever. The core shooting feels tight. The maps, designs overall are fun. With the right updates coupled with some staff, but by staff I mean higher up, humility, could give it a second chance. But time in the game industry is short, patience is shorter, and trust is already wavering. Splitgate 2 wanted to be the next evolution of the FPS. Instead, it's become a warning that no matter how good your engine, how stylish your trailer, or how loud your hat, players will always see through the cracks. But I would love to know, what is your opinion of Splitgate 2? Did you play it when it came out? Have you stopped playing it? Are you still playing it? Do you get original Halo multiplayer vibes from it like I did? Let me know in the comments. And of course, as always, please do like and subscribe. And until the next video, something.